क्वेश्चन नंबर 69 पेपर टू जीपीएससी पीवाई। मुंडा महिलाओं का प्रचलित परिधान क्या था? सलवार कमीज, परिया, लहंगा, पिछोती। तो हमारा सही जवाब होगा परिया। परिया एक ट्रेडिशनल पॉपुलर अटायर है मुंडा वुमेन का। सिंगल लॉन्ग पीस ऑफ क्लॉथ wrapped around the body in a distinctive tribal style. This dress reflects the cultural identity and simplicity of the Munda tribe. Pariya is a long unstitched piece of cloth wrapped around the waist, often paired with a blouse or bodice. It is indigenous to the Munda tribe and other tribal communities in Jharkhand, Odisha, Chhattisgarh, and nearby regions. The garment is practical and suited to the tribal lifestyles, particularly for women engaged in daily agriculture or domestic work. The Pariya is more than just clothing, it also represents cultural identity among the Mundas. Patterns, colors, weaving styles can indicate social status. So, what was the popular attire of Munda women? Salwar Kameez, Pariya, Lehenga, Pichhoti, Pariya. Salwar Kameez is a later non-travel dress popular due to modern urban influence. It was not the traditional attire of Munda women. Pariya is the traditional and popular attire of Munda women. It is a single long piece of cloth wrapped around the body in distinctive travel style. This dress reflects the cultural identity and simplicity of the Munda tribe. Lehenga is associated mainly with Rajasthani and North Indian cultures. It is not traditionally worn by Munda women. Peshawti is a traditional attire of Kumaon, Uttarakhand. Women, it has no connection with the Munda tribe. Pariya, the popular traditional attire of women. Munda woman is the Pariya, a simple wrapped around skirt used quite early among the tribe. The Pariya is a long unstitched piece of cloth wrapped around the waist, often paired with a blouse or bodice. It is indigenous to the Munda tribe and other tribal communities in Jharkhand, Odisha, Chhattisgarh, and nearby regions. The garment is practical and suited to the tribal lifestyles, particularly for women engaged in a daily agricultural or domestic work. The Pariya is more than just clothing, it also represents cultural identity among the Mundas. Patterns, colors, and weaving style can indicate social status, marital status, or specific ceremonial occasions. Unlike the salwar kameez or lehenga, which are common in urban or non-tribal Indian communities, the Pariya is uniquely tied to tribal heritage. Salwar kameez, popularly among Punjabis and widely adopted across urban India, not traditionally associated with the Munda women. Lehenga, typically worn in festive or matrimonial context in northern and western India, not the daily attire of the Munda. Pichauti, a form of traditional attire in certain RD travel areas, but less than prevalent than the Pariya among Munda women. हमने देखा 69-70 क्वेश्चन अगले वीडियो में देखेंगे। तब तक के लिए जय हिंद, जय भारत, वंदे मातरम, जय झारखंड, जय झारखंड।